And welcome back to another episode of Chip Theory. Today we're discussing the Phrygian mode, starting on the note A, or A Phrygian. We're going to build an A Phrygian scale. Here we have our poker chips laid out from A to G sharp, or from A to A flat. We have A, B flat, B, C, D flat, D, E flat, E, F, G flat, G, and A flat. Or we have, using the enharmonic spellings, we have G sharp, G, F sharp, F, E, D sharp, D, C sharp, C, B, A sharp, and A. Given our notes here, we're going to form the A Phrygian mode from a pattern of whole and half steps that can be derived directly from the inverse of the Ionian mode. So if you know your major scale going up, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, you know your Phrygian mode, because the Phrygian mode going up is the Ionian mode coming down. So if we can say our major scale backwards, we can form the A Phrygian scale by using that pattern. So we have the A, we're going to have a half step, whole, 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 and the half step, and then a whole step, and another whole step, back to the octave A. Again, that is simply the major scale pattern going downwards. Half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. The major scale going up is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Phrygian is half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. Or simply the major scale in inverse. Realizing that, we can remove the other notes that are not in our A Phrygian scale. This leaves us the notes A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, and A. Coming down, it's going to be A, G, F, E, D, C, B flat, and A. Of course, the Phrygian mode coming down is the same as the major scale going up. So we have whole, whole, half, whole, 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 and a half. Going up, it's half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. So you can see that those two modes are closely related by their inverse of each other. At least as far as the pattern goes. Easy way to remember the pattern. We can also see that we're looking at an A major scale with a flatted 2, 3, 6, and 7. We've taken a B natural and flatted it to B flat, a C sharp and lowered it to C, the F sharp of A major and lowered it to F, and the G sharp of A and lowered it to G. We can also see that Phrygian is the third mode of the major scale. So if we simply take these two notes and move them to the front like this, we have our F major scale, or the relative major. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E. A being the major third, the third mode of F. Or 4 half steps away from the root of the relative major. Again, we want to remember the scale degrees of a relative major, F being 1, G being 2, A being 3, B flat being 4, C being 5, D being 6, and E being 7 of our relative major, F. We want those scale degrees to stick to us like glue so that we know where our scale degrees are in relation to the relative major key from which the mode is derived. Given that, we also have to remember that we have the A major scale with a flat 2, flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7. If you can remember both of them simultaneously, you have an extra good grasp of the A Phrygian modal scale. Okay, given that, realizing all this, we can look at the triads of A Phrygian as alternating notes of the Phrygian scale. Here we have A, C, and E, which is going to be our 1 minor 7 triad, minor triad, a 3-4 triad, formed from the 3rd degree of F major, the 5th degree of F major, and the 7th scale degree of F, or A, C, and E. And the second triad is going to be B flat, D, and F, or a flat 2 major 7 chord, major chord triad. It's not a 7 yet, it's just the triad. But it's going to be major B flat D F, or the 4-6 root of our relative major. The 3rd degree is going to be C, E, and G, which is a major triad, the flat 3 triad, formed from the 5th degree, the C of the F major scale, the 7th degree, and the 2nd degree of F major. C, E, and G. Our 4th degree is going to be D, F, and A. It's a minor, formed from the 6th, the root, and the 3rd of our relative major. Our 5th degree is E, G, and B flat. Again, it's going to be diminished, formed from the 7, 2, 4 of our relative major. E, G, B flat. The 6th note of our A Phrygian scale is going to be the root of our relative major, F, followed by A and C, giving us our flat major 6 triad, FAC, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th of our relative major, or the 1st degree, the 3rd degree, and the 5th degree of F major. Again, that's on the 6th degree of A Phrygian. Our 7th degree of A Phrygian is going to be a minor chord, G, B flat, and D, or G minor, formed from the 2, 4, and 6 of a relative major, G, B flat, and D. Again, realizing this, we can form 7 chords from the A Phrygian mode. Using alternating notes of the scale, we're adding the extension of the 7th. It's going to be A, C, E, and G. Again, this is a minor 7 chord in our 1st degree of Phrygian. Our 1st chord here is formed from the 3rd note of F major, the 5th note, the 7th, and the 2nd note of F major, A, C, E, and G. So if you can recall what the scale degrees were of F, it's the 3, 5, 7, 2 notes of F. Again, the 3rd degree is our keynote of Phrygian. The second scale degree will be a flat 2 major 7, B flat, D, F, and A. B flat D F A is a major 7, or a 4-3-4 spacing. It's also formed from the fourth note, the sixth degree, the root, and the third of F major, or a flat 2 major 7 of A Phrygian. B flat D, F, and A. Our third note is going to be the C, E, G, and B flat. This is a flat 3, dominant 7 of A Phrygian, C, E, G, B flat, formed from the fifth note, the seventh note, the second note, and the fourth degree of the F major scale in the third position of Phrygian. It's a dominant 7, or a 4-3-3 spacing on the third note of A Phrygian. Our fourth degree is a minor chord, D, F, A, and C. Again, the root of the relative major is here, the F. We have the sixth note, the root, the third, and the fifth of F major to form our D minor 7, D, F, A, C of A Phrygian. Our fifth degree is going to be half diminished, E, G, B flat, and D. E, G, B flat, D is half diminished on the 5 chord of A Phrygian. It can also be thought of as the 7th degree of F, the 2nd degree, the 4th, and the 6th of F major. E, G, B flat, and D. Here was our relative major chord from the relative major, F, A, C, and E. Again, the spacing of any half diminished chord is going to be a 3-3-4 spacing of half steps. 3 here, 3 here, and 4 here. A major 7 is going to be 4, 3, and 4. I discussed the spacing of these chords in my major 7 video, or my other chord videos, and they have a chart included that shows the number of half steps and all the inversions of the different qualities and degrees of those chords. Here is the 7th chord, a flat. This is also the flat 6 of A, flat 6 major 7. This is a flat 7 minor 7, starting on G, B flat, D, and F. G, B flat, D, and F. The second chord, the second note of F, the fourth note of F, the sixth note of F, and the root of F. Again, this is on the 7th degree, 7th lane from our keynote of A and A Phrygian, or a G, B flat, D, F, a G minor 7 chord. Another interesting fact about the Phrygian mode is that if we take all the bottom notes here, all the bottom chips, this is our Phrygian pattern. It's going to give us the half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole pattern. But if we were to start here on the 3rd of the 1st chord of Phrygian and play along these notes on all thirds, that gives us a Mixolydian mode, or a whole, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole spacing. This would be a whole, whole, half, whole, whole, half, and then whole to the octave. So this would be Mixolydian mode. All the fifths are the Locrian mode across here, and all the sevenths are the Dorian mode. So that's an interesting fact to know, that if you were to play across the diatonic chords on all thirds and root position, you'd have Mixolydian. On all the fifths, you'd have Locrian. In all the sevenths, you'd have Dorian. Okay, let's talk about the inversions of these chords. The chords of A Phrygian. We have our first chord is going to be an A minor 7, 4-3, 3-4-3 spacing, root position. Again, 3-4-3 is the number of half steps between them. 3-4-3 and a minor 7. First inversion, A minor 7, is a 4-3-2 inversion starting on C, C, E, G, A. Second inversion is 3-2-3, E, G, A, C. And second inversion is our 2-3-4 starting on G, G, A, C, E. And coming down, E, C, A, G, C, A, G, E, A, G, E, C, and G, E, C, A. It's going to give us our A minor 7 chord, A Phrygian. The 2 chord is flat 2, B flat, major 7, 4-3-4 spacing, B flat, D, F, A, to our 3-4-1, D, F, A, B flat, to a 4-1-4, starting on F, F, A, B flat, D, to 1-4-3, starting on A, B flat, D, F. Again, coming down, we have F, D, B flat, A, D, B flat, A, F, B flat, A, F, D, and A, F, D, B flat. For flat 3, major 7, flat 3, dominant 7. We have D, C, E, G, and B flat, or C7, flat 3, dominant 7 of Phrygian mode, which is a 4-3-3. Now we have a 3-3-2 starting on E, E, G, B flat, and C. 3-3-2 to a 3-2-4 inversion for dominant 7s, starting on G, G, B flat, C, E, to our 2-4-3 inversion of C7, B flat, C, E, G. Coming down is G, E, C, B flat, E, C, B flat, G, C, B flat, G, E, and B flat, G, E, C. Our fourth degree is going to be a minor 7, D, F, A, C, 3-4-3 spacing to a 4-3-2 starting on F, F, A, C, and D, or 3-2-3 spacing starting on A, C, D, and F, to our 2-3-4 starting on C, C, D, F, A, coming down as A, F, D, C, F, D, C, A, D, C, A, F, and C, A, F, D. For our fifth position chord of A Phrygian, we have E minor 7 flat 5, or E half diminished, a 3-3-4 spacing, E, G, B flat D, to a 3-4-2 for half diminished chord starting on G, G, B flat D, E, to our 4-2-3 inversion starting on B flat, D, E, G, 4-2-3, E, G, to a 2-3-3 spacing starting on D, D, E, G, B flat. Now is B flat, G, E, D, G, E, D, B flat, E, D, B flat, G, and D, B flat, G, E, or E minor 7 flat 5. Our flat 6 is a major 7, F, A, C, E. It's also the relative major chord, F, A, C, E, the 1 degree 3, 5, 7 of F major. Here it's serving as a flat 6, major 7 for our A Phrygian mode. 4-3-4 starting on F. Here we have a 3-4-1, A, C, E, F. A 4-1-4 starting on C, C, E, F, A. And a 1-4-3 starting on E, E, F, A, C. Coming down to C, A, F, E, A, F, E, C, F, E, C, A, and E, C, A, F. Our seventh chord of A Phrygian is a flat 7 minor 7 chord starting on G, G, B flat, D, F, or our 2-4-6 root of the relative major. G, B flat, D, F. It's also a 3-4-3 spacing. Here we have a 4-3-2 inversion starting on B flat, D, F, G. A 3-2-3 starting on D, D, F, G, B flat. To a 2-3-4 starting on F, F, G, B flat, D. Coming down is D, B flat, G, F, B flat, G, F, D, G, F, D, B flat, and F, D, B flat, G. These are your diatonic chords of A Phrygian. We have an A minor 7, a B flat, flat 2 major 7, a flat 3 C major, C dominant 7, a 4 E minor 7, a 5, D minor 7, 4 chord D minor 7. The 5 chord is E half diminished, minor, half diminished, followed by a flat 6 F major 7 and a flat 7 G minor 7. And those are your chords of a Phrygian.